years. And Patricia's through. That's good shot.
Good morning, George. Francis inherited.
You just look at the strength of that roll in the last 5 feet for Diaz on that shot compared to 3 or 4 of the other ones before that.
Sorry, you saw that great knee bend. He pushed it to the drive.
He begged forgiveness for what he called a sin that shames us as he labored to restore the church's credibility.
Bohn can go up by 11, probably by 12.
And he gave lay courts around the world access to internal Vatican documents. Francis also aligned the church with a more modern understanding of sexual abuse, acknowledging how
Bohn doubled in the 5th and 6th.
And you know the family's watching at home on Flow Bowling right now. Leslie and the 3 kids at home keeping an eye on things.
Francis sought to make the Roman Catholic Church more welcoming, more global, and more collegial. He appointed nearly 80% of the cardinals who will choose his successor, and the question now is whether they opt to continue the path of Francis or whether they prefer the nostalgia of a more traditional path.
Yeah, Leslie, everything that she does with taking big groups to the USBC Youth Open and helping the kids ready for Junior Gold, Parker the same thing. And a great scholarship tournament they run around Labor Day as well.
Everything she does is about making them turn up.
Oh! 7 pin. Ouch.
How can a 4-pin go so fast and so low around a 7-pin and not even come close to making contact?
Because watch how late the ball is.
FDA approved for 18 types of cancer, including certain early stage and advanced cancers. One of those cancers is early stage non-small cell lung cancer. Keytruda may be used with certain chemotherapies before surgery or early stage lung cancer, which can be reversed by surgery, and then continue along after surgery to help prevent your lung cancer from coming back.
Pull it on the wet lane, you get away with it.
Can cause your immune system to attack healthy parts of your body during or after treatment. This may be severe and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you have cough, shortness of breath, chest pain, diarrhea, severe stomach pain, nausea or vomiting, headache, light sensitivity, eye problems, irregular heartbeat, extreme tiredness, constipation, dizziness or fainting, changes in appetite, thirst or urine, confusion, memory problems, persistent or severe muscle pain or weakness, muscle cramps, fever,
one of the
rash,
2 allowed
itching or
re-racks
flushing.
per
There
game.
may be other side effects.
Taken by Diaz in this frame, and part of it could be the rack, and I'm guessing the other part is I'm taking a little extra time to figure out what I need to do the double. Is at this point in the match right now where you think to yourself, this could be a move where I'm either going to strike or split? Is it worth that risk right now to Diaz? If it was me, I think it would be.
It's true. Keytruda. See all the types of cancer Keytruda is known for at Keytruda.com and ask your doctor if Keytruda could be right for you.
Make this spring the season of you with a veteran reset from Ashley. Transform your veteran.
Blow the rack. Great shot.
Diaz doubles in the 6th and 7th.
Create the retreat you've been dreaming of.
Legs
At Ashley. Shop in
old
store and
16 or
online.
17 games.
When allergies throw a sucker punch, the power of Clarity D punches back.
He gets his legs under him, gets it down the lane, turns it
Get
up on the
fast,
back.
powerful relief of your worst symptoms.
You know, the ironic part, this season, we've only had one player prior to the season come out of the catcher's round and win a title using the Matrix of Fairness. That was Brian LeClaire at Fountain Valley back in 2015. Twice this year it's been done already by Walter Ray Williams, and Mike Diaz has a chance to make it 3 times in 2019.
You founded your kayak company
Pull the
because
title
you
out
want
here.
leadership, not spreadsheets. You need to hire.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, candidates can find it easily.
Rolling.
So you
Give it to him. Give him the lead.
Hey, make that 3 in a row.
Your eye symptoms could mean something more. That gritty feeling can't be brushed away. Even a little blurry vision can distort things, and something serious may be behind those itchy eyes. Up to 50% of people with Graves could develop a different condition called thyroid eye disease.
You know,
which
your
should be
sharp eye
treated by a
right there,
different
Bruce,
doctor.
is just
See
goes
an
to show
expert.
that sometimes
Find a TED eye
it's the
specialist at
littlest change in body
isitted.com.
position somebody can make and maybe not feel it that can cause some of the, the carry to go away for a player out in the lanes.
Smiling first can help someone find the courage to do the same.
Oh! 7, 7 pin.
Stanley Steiner is proud to be the leader in deep cleaning, cleaning over 1
And
million
Parker's had
homes
some
and
issues with
businesses
single
every
pins
year,
during
using
step ladders the last 2. I know there was a spare ball left behind in Mooresville, North Carolina after he missed some single pins there, and he wasn't too happy with that spare ball in Trenton either. That's the third different color spare ball I've seen for Parker this year.
Good thing Amazon Pharmacy will deliver meds
Look at space.
But there is trouble because if Diaz can keep that knee under him and find another couple of strikes, he's going to win this title.
So 228 now in the maximum.
Pacific Crest Trail, and then decided I wanted to go
Bohn.
hike in the Himalayas. I was not
But
20
Diaz
years old.
pacing
I
in
was
the
64
220s
years old.
if he goes straight
We
spare.
had an absolutely incredible experience. We trekked about between 90 and 92 miles, and to do it pain-free. You think I'm not grateful for arch supports from Good Feet? I mean, come on. I'm Dale, and that's my
You
Good
gotta
Feet
figure
story.
it's a must strike here
personalized arch support fitting at the
for
Good
Bohn.
Feet store.
Exactly 10.
That was a live look at the vacuum this morning.
Nice
Ooh.
roll there.
Both shots and a knife. Yeah, that's.
Forcing it just a hair. I mean, if you push it down this hole with a little
He
bit of
traveled with the
spin,
Pope. What was he like up close?
see blower 10s, and you see
George, he was great to cover. He was just a great Pope to cover because he made news, right? He was somebody who spoke
As
off
you
the
mentioned,
cuff, that
Diaz,
famous
ball
statement
in
on
hand.
the plane. Two reporters
And
on the plane when
you
asked
gotta
about
figure,
Gay Priest, he said,
as you said, the
if somebody
focus is
loves
going to be
God
not
and
where
is-
the ball's
and
going on the lane, but
doing their best
where
to
that
be
knee is
good
ending
in
up
life, who am I
when he gets to the
judge?
foul
It
line.
was just
Everything
shocking
else will
to
follow.
people. But he also liked to engage the reporters one-on-one. He'd come around the plane and talk to people and try and figure out kind of where you are in your life and where your faith life was. And he asked me, how are you? I said, well, my wife is expecting a baby.
give it to him.
Diaz makes it one hurt.
He didn't really use a lot of the try.
I don't think
Hold it up the hole that time, but it just sat there and rolled through and flushed.
it looked like almost he tried to change the roll on it a bit and not have it so much on side roll and have it a little bit more end over end with that release.
It was in
Yeah.
around 13, right? So it should have a little bit more of the oil.
To
Roll behind
encounter
it, roll
people
right through
one by one, whether it was a reporter on the plane or the sick or the people in prison that he visited. It was very direct. We've been showing those pictures of you and him on
He gets the first one, it's over. He gets a mark.
Was that the one where he asked about your baby? Yes, it was, and you could see the happiness he had. He spent a lot of time, as a parish priest, basically. So he did a lot of confessions and baptisms.
9 spare, we could get it possible.
Diaz needs a strike to win, but
And the head pin stops the 5.
got
Well,
5
it's a little bit of a
and
weaker shot.
could not get that 10 to go.
As he did the other ones.
So 227 now, the maximum for Diaz. With a spare here and a strike on the fill ball, Parker can punch to win.
Why did he make Parker
to gay people, to people who were in prison, to people of different faiths, to Muslims. That disturbed a lot of people. They thought he was going too fast and too recklessly, given what Catholics believe is the treasure of the truth of their doctrine.
Very important here. If he can strike, he makes Parker get all 3 to win.
By 1.
Again, any tie in the championship round match here in the PBA50 Tour is a single ball roll-off. Diaz, if that happens, would have lane choice and order choice as the higher seed. But first things first, we got to get a strike here and 3 strikes in a row for Parker to make that happen.
The stability of the church itself.
And Terry, with that being said, is there a sense that the church will seek a new pope who carries on the legacy of Pope Francis, or will they go more and more traditional?
3 times out of 4. Right.
Yeah, that's the great question, Michael. Now, the Pope has appointed 2/3, more than 2/3, almost 80%.
Strike on the first shot for
who
227.
will vote for the next Pope. So I don't think they're going to go too far away. But there's an old saying in the church that every conclave, every group of cardinals that chooses the Pope tries to correct the mistake of the last one. They're going to try and rebalance. And I think what they'll want is not someone who is so off the cuff, someone who is so improvisational. I think they're going to want somebody more stable. Somebody more predictable.
I guarantee you in the Bohn household right now in Jackson, New Jersey, there is nobody sitting by a computer. They are all standing, pacing nervously, wringing their hands.
To minister to the modern world had stirred up some of those divisions.
We'll have to wait and see what happens there, Terry.
Make sure
Thank
the
you as
thumb's a
always.
good fit.
We're going to bring in ABC News contributor Dr. Helen.
Make sure that tape, and I'm sure it's,
we appreciate you being with
you
us
want to
this
keep that
morning.
front
We know
tape a
that you
little
have
rough.
You met with
Most
the Pope
bowlers using
on
texture
several
tape in the front of the
occasions.
ball, and you don't want to lose that
Surprised you
texture.
About him. Did you
Have it come
find
off
him
your
to be the
thumb
same
quick.
person in private as he was in the public?
Hall of Famers.
You know, I think the thing that first surprises people
given his international visibility and also his size, is how soft-spoken he is, and how much he likes to
turn it up,
and
give it to him,
Yep.
slap 7.
Fucking knocked up that 7 pin on the first one.
Humility to my friends where I mistakenly took his breakfast off a table.
One more hit like that.
That it was his, and he burst out laughing.
Bohn.
I mean, 2 more hits like that, he wins.
Taking it one shot at a time. He can't win unless he gets this one. And then he has to get the final one as
we
well.
know your role was to observe and advise him on his decisions, particularly women's role in the church. How do you think he did?
You know, he really did great things for women in the
So many
church.
times Parker's been in
In
this
particular,
situation
by
between the
taking
Pba50 tour
talented women and
of course
putting them
the
in positions
35
of responsibility
titleist
in the
Bohn
Vatican that
PBA
they've
tour.
not previously ever had. I would say there that, you know, in the United States,
Turn it
we've
up.
been
Oh,
leaders
the
in
7.
women are
Mike
in the
Diaz.
C-suites of Catholic
Whoa.
dioceses,
California
right?
Classic
Diaz wins singing like that.
Can't throw it any better than Parker Bohn did right there.
I saw him, he drifted a little right with his feet, he got a little left out onto the lane, but it was a perfect shot. That could have turned up and carried
Ooh,
easily.
man.
Another ring 7-pin takes the Parker Bohn
Wow.
title attempt away.
What a match.
And you see there Mike Diaz,
So it was a
age
battle.
62,
227.
becomes your
17.
PBA50 Northern California Classic champion, following up his best friend last year, Ron Moore, who won at the age
Was a good battle.
of 62.
Hope you like and subscribe.
Outfox the Fox. That's Mike Diaz in this match. I can't say enough about his strategy, about how he knew he was outmatched in terms of lane play. He did what he had to do with his knee.